My beloved child, a decision has been made in the throne room of eternity concerning the supernatural access that is about to shift every closed door in your life. Before you clicked on this message, before you woke up this season, before you even thought to pray about the impossibilities blocking your path, a verdict was rendered in the throne room of eternity. The divine council convened. The scrolls were unrolled. Your name was spoken aloud in the courts of the Most High, and a decision was made that cannot be reversed by human opposition, cannot be delayed by demonic interference, and cannot be stopped by your past mistakes. Now let me show you how this favor operates by taking you into the story of a man who experienced it in the most dramatic way. His name was Joseph. You may know his story, but I want you to see it through the lens of divine favor, because it will help you understand what I am about to do in your own life. Joseph was betrayed by his own brothers, sold into slavery, falsely accused of a crime he did not commit, and thrown into prison where he was forgotten by people he had helped. For 13 years, everything in his life looked like failure. From a human perspective, his dreams were dead, his future was destroyed, his destiny was buried in a prison cell in a foreign land. But here's what Joseph could not see, and what you cannot see in your current circumstances. My favor was resting on him the entire time. My favor was with him in the slave market. My favor was with him in Potiphar's house. My favor was with him in the prison cell. And my favor was orchestrating every single event, every betrayal, every injustice, every closed door, every delay, positioning him for a moment that would vindicate everything he had suffered. Because one day, Pharaoh had a dream that no one could interpret. And suddenly, in a single moment, someone remembered Joseph. Not because Joseph had been campaigning for release, not because Joseph had been manipulating circumstances, but because the appointed time had come, and when the appointed time comes, my favor moves with a speed that leaves people stunned. Joseph went from a prison cell to the second most powerful position in Egypt in a single day. Not because he finally earned it, not because he networked his way into Pharaoh's palace, not because he deserved it more than others, but because my favor rested on him, and when the moment I had predetermined arrived, every barrier dissolved like mist in the morning sun. The same Pharaoh who had never heard his name suddenly could not proceed without him. The same system that had unjustly imprisoned him suddenly needed his wisdom to survive. The same circumstances that looked like the end of his story became the launching pad for his destiny. That is what my favor does. It does not gradually improve your circumstances. It suddenly shifts them. It does not slowly open doors. It blows them off the hinges. It does not incrementally elevate you. It catapults you into position. Now let me take you to another story because I want you to see a pattern in how divine favor operates. Her name was Esther. She was an orphaned Jewish girl living in exile in a pagan empire. She had no political connections. She had no royal lineage. She had no strategy to position herself for influence. She had no plan to become queen. She was not campaigning for a crown. She was not manipulating circumstances. She was simply living her life, being faithful in her obscurity, unaware that my favor was resting on her and that my purpose had marked her for such a time as the moment she was living in. When the king decided to choose a new queen, hundreds of young women were brought to the palace. They went through months of preparation, beauty treatments, training in etiquette and protocol. Every single one of them was trying to win the king's favor through their appearance, their charm, their performance. But Esther did not have to try. My favor was on her, and my favor does not need to compete. My favor does not need to strive. My favor simply rests on a person. And when it does, it creates an attraction that human effort cannot manufacture. The king chose her. Out of hundreds of candidates, he chose her. Not because she was more beautiful, not because she was more talented, but because my favor was on her, and my favor made her stand out in a way that transcended natural explanations. But the story does not end there. Later, when her people faced annihilation, Esther had to approach the king uninvited, which according to Persian law could result in her execution. She had no guarantee that the king would extend his scepter and grant her access. She was risking everything. But my favor was with her. The king extended the scepter. He granted her requests that defied his own legal system. He reversed decrees that were supposed to be irreversible. He elevated her people from victims to victors. Why? Because my favor overrides protocol, transcends logic, bends circumstances, and accomplishes purposes that seem impossible through human effort. This is the kind of favor I am releasing over your life. Not the kind that makes things slightly easier or marginally better. The kind that completely transforms your trajectory. The kind that makes people ask in bewilderment, how did that happen? And the only answer that makes sense is, God did that. The kind of favor that becomes a testimony of my power, my faithfulness, my sovereignty, and my ability to promote whomever I choose regardless of their background, their credentials, their connections, or their circumstances. But I need you to understand something absolutely crucial about my favor. Because if you misunderstand this, you will misuse what I am about to release. My favor is not random. It is not arbitrary. It is not a cosmic lottery where some people get lucky and others do not. My favor flows toward purpose. It gravitates toward assignment. It accelerates toward destiny. I do not release favor just to make your life comfortable, to give you a bigger house, or to make your existence easier. I release favor to position you for kingdom impact. Every door I open is connected to a responsibility I am entrusting. Every promotion I grant is linked to an assignment I am releasing. Every resource I provide is meant to be stewarded for purposes that extend beyond your personal comfort. My favor is not a reward for good behavior. It is an empowerment for kingdom advancement. So when my favor begins to manifest in your life, do not hoard it. Steward it. Do not waste it on selfish ambition that builds your own kingdom while ignoring mine. Invest it in what matters eternally. Use it to bless others. Leverage it to create opportunities for people who are where you used to be. Deploy it to advance causes that will outlast your lifetime. My favor is not the finish line. It is the starting line for the assignment I have been preparing you to fulfill. You are about to see my favor in ways that have no natural explanation. Contracts you should not have won based on experience or pricing. Opportunities you were not qualified for according to conventional standards. Relationships that should not have formed given your different backgrounds or networks. Resources that appeared from unexpected sources at impossible moments. Timing that defied all probability and seemed orchestrated by an intelligence beyond human planning. And when these things begin to happen with increasing frequency, you will be tempted to analyze them, to reverse engineer them, to figure out what you did right so you can create a formula to repeat it. But I need you to resist that temptation. I need you to recognize that this is not about what you did. This is about what I am doing. This is not about your merit. This is about my mercy. This is not about your strategy. This is about my sovereignty. This is not about you finally getting good enough. This is about me being gracious enough. And the moment you start taking credit for what only I can do, is the moment pride creeps in and my favor begins to lift. So stay humble, stay grateful, stay dependent on me. Acknowledge that every good gift comes from above. Point people to me, not to yourself. There is a fundamental difference between human effort and divine favor. And I need you to understand this distinction because it will change how you approach the next season. Be wise. Be discerning. Do not allow guilt to cause you to give access to people who only want proximity to my blessing without commitment to my purpose. Not everyone who wants to be around you deserves to be close to you. Protect your peace. Guard your circle. Steward the relationships that I bring and release the ones that I remove. You are about to walk into rooms where you are the youngest person present, the least experienced person at the table, the least credentialed person in the conversation. And yet you are going to carry an authority in those spaces that does not come from age, does not derive from achievement, does not flow from status. It comes from my favor. When you speak, people will lean in and listen. When you contribute, people will take notes and remember. When you lead, people will follow even though logic says they should question your qualifications. This authority is not something you manufactured through charisma. This is something I am granting through divine endorsement. You are about to be chosen for opportunities that hundreds of others were competing for. Positions that attracted candidates with far more impressive resumes, assignments that seemed reserved for people with decades more experience. And you are going to be tempted to wonder why you were selected. Let me tell you why. Because I chose you. Because my favor rests on you. Because my purpose is attached to you. It has nothing to do with you being better than the others. It has nothing to do with you being more deserving than the competition. It has everything to do with you being appointed for this specific assignment at this specific time for this specific purpose. I chose you. That is the only explanation that matters. Promotions that make no sense on paper are heading in your direction. People are going to look at your background and wonder how you got to where you are. They are going to study your resume and not find the qualifications that normally precede your position. They are going to ask how you made the leap from where you were to where you are, and your answer will be simple. God opened a door. Let them wonder. Let them question. Let them analyze. Your story does not need to make sense to them. Your resume does not need to impress them. Your credentials do not need to convince them. I promote whomever I want, whenever I want, however I want. And I have decided to promote you. What I am opening before you requires no striving, no manipulation, no compromise. You are going to walk through these doors in peace, knowing that if I opened it, no human being can shut it. And if I shut a door, no human effort can force it open. So stop trying to kick down the doors I have closed. Stop exhausting yourself trying to pry open what I have sealed. My closed doors are just as much a blessing as my open ones because they protect you from what would harm you and redirect you toward what will fulfill you. Trust that I know which doors lead to your destiny and which ones lead to disaster, which ones lead to purpose and which ones lead to distraction. My favor is going to give you access to resources you need for the vision I gave you. You have been worried about how you are going to fund what I called you to build. You have been anxious about where the money will come from. You have been stressed about how you will afford the next step. Stop worrying. Stop stressing. Stop being anxious. My favor attracts provision like a magnet attracts metal. When I assign you to something, I also supply everything you need to complete it. The money is coming. The materials are coming. The manpower is coming. The equipment is coming. The resources are coming. Everything you need is already in motion, already being released, already heading in your direction, and it is going to arrive at exactly the right time. My favor is going to protect you from attacks that are being planned against you in secret. Attacks you do not even know about because I am stopping them before they reach you. There are people who are threatened by what I am doing in your life. They see the anointing resting on you and it intimidates them because it exposes their own lack. They sense the favor flowing toward you and it provokes jealousy because they want what you have but are not willing to surrender the way you surrendered. They recognize the blessing manifesting in your life and it stirs envy because they measure their success against yours instead of running their own race. And in the darkness, in the shadows where they think I cannot see, they are strategizing. They are planning ways to undermine your credibility, plotting ways to discredit your character, scheming ways to sabotage your success, gossiping in an attempt to tarnish your reputation, spreading lies designed to make others question your integrity. They are setting traps, digging pits, sharpening weapons, preparing attacks. But here is what they do not understand. My favor is not just a blessing that opens doors. It is also a shield that surrounds you, a fortress that protects you, a barrier that the enemy cannot penetrate no matter how hard he tries. Every weapon that is formed against you in the forge of jealousy, sharpened by envy, aimed by malice will fail. It will misfire, malfunction, or miss its target entirely. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment, speaking accusations in courtrooms or whisper campaigns in corridors, will be condemned and silenced. Every trap that is set for your feet, every pit that is dug for your path, every snare that is laid for your steps will catch those who set it instead. They will fall into the very traps they designed for you. Every scheme that is crafted to destroy you will backfire on those who schemed, and they will reap the harvest of the evil they tried to sow in your life. My favor does not just promote you into new positions, it protects you in those positions. It does not just elevate you to higher levels, It defends you at those levels. It does not just open doors for you. It guards those doors. It does not just give you access. It secures that access. So you do not need to live in fear of what people are plotting against you. You do not need to be paranoid about who is trying to bring you down. You do not need to waste energy defending yourself against every accusation. My favor is your defense. My favor is your protection. My favor is your security, and no one can breach it. Supernatural wisdom will be yours in situations that would normally overwhelm you. You are about to face decisions that carry significant weight, choices that will impact your future for years to come. Moments where the wrong move could be costly and the right move could be catalytic. And you are going to need clarity that transcends your natural understanding, insight that goes beyond your limited knowledge, discernment that pierces through confusion. My favor includes divine intelligence. I am going to give you wisdom that astonishes even the most experienced people in the room. You are going to make decisions that seem risky in the moment, but turn out to be brilliantly strategic in hindsight. You are going to have insights that you could not have arrived at through study alone. You are going to know things you were never taught. Trust the wisdom I give you. Do not second-guess the insights I download. Do not dismiss the knowing I place in your spirit. My favor is going to give you strength to endure what would break others. The higher I take you, the greater the pressure you will face. Leadership is not easy. Influence comes with responsibility. Visibility comes with criticism. The more I bless you, the more opposition you will encounter. The more I promote you, the more people will scrutinize you. But my favor sustains what it starts. It strengthens what it selects. It empowers you to carry what I have called you to carry without collapsing under the weight of it. You are going to walk through fire and not be burned. You are going to pass through floods and not be swept away. Because my favor surrounds you like a shield, upholds you like a foundation, and strengthens you like steel reinforcement in concrete. Credibility will follow you into places where you have no history. You are going to enter industries where no one knows your name, communities where no one has heard your story, circles where no one can verify your background. And yet they are going to trust you. They are going to believe in you. They are going to give you opportunities that they withhold from others who have been in the space longer. This is not about you being a good salesperson or a skilled marketer. This is about my favor creating trust where suspicion should exist, building confidence where doubt should dominate, establishing credibility where questions should abound. When my favor marks you, people sense it even when they cannot explain it. Generational limitations that have bound your family for decades are breaking under the weight of what I am releasing over you. Patterns of poverty that have kept your ancestors in lack. Patterns of addiction that have destroyed lives cycle after cycle. Patterns of divorce that have shattered families repeatedly. Patterns of failure that have crushed dreams generation after generation. Patterns of fear that have paralyzed potential. Patterns of shame that have silenced voices. Those generational curses are breaking. Those family limitations are shattering. Those ancestral patterns are ending. And they are stopping with you because my favor is generational. It does not just impact you. It impacts everyone connected to you and everyone who comes after you. Your children are going to benefit from the favor resting on your life. Your grandchildren are going to walk in doors that were closed to your grandparents. Your lineage is being redirected. Your family tree is being rewritten. Your legacy is being transformed. But now let me address what blocks my favor, because I do not want you to hinder what I am trying to release. I do not want you to create barriers that prevent the flow of what I am pouring out. Pride blocks my favor. When you start believing that the open doors are a result of your greatness rather than my grace, when you begin taking credit for what only I could have done, when you shift from gratitude to entitlement, my favor lifts. I resist the proud. I oppose the arrogant. I do not partner with those who think they created their own success. So when my favor begins to manifest, when doors start opening, when opportunities multiply, remember the pit I pulled you from. Remember the mess I delivered you out of. Remember the impossibility you were facing before I intervened. Remember that every good and perfect gift comes from above, and apart from me, you can do nothing of eternal value. Entitlement blocks my favor. When you shift from asking to demanding, from trusting to controlling, from surrendering to manipulating, you move out of the flow of my favor. When you start insisting that I open doors on your timeline, in your preferred way, according to your specifications, you are no longer operating in faith. You are operating in presumption. My favor flows to the surrendered, not the entitled. It rests on those who ask, seek, and knock with humility, not on those who demand, manipulate, and force. So check your heart regularly. Examine your motives honestly. Ask yourself, am I trusting God, or am I trying to manage God? Am I surrendering to His timing, or am I demanding that He conform to mine? Unforgiveness blocks my favor like a dam blocks a river. When you hold bitterness against those who rejected you, resentment against those who betrayed you, anger against those who overlooked you, you create a barrier that my favor cannot penetrate. My favor requires a clean heart. It flows through the channel of forgiveness. It moves freely through those who have released offense. So let go of the people who hurt you. Release the ones who wounded you. Forgive those who rejected you. Bless those who cursed you. Pray for those who used you, abused you, and discarded you. This does not mean you trust them again. This does not mean you give them access to hurt you again. It means you take your hands off their throat. Remove them from the judgment seat of your heart and leave them in my hands. When you do that, you will feel my favor begin to flow again in areas where it had been blocked. Disobedience blocks my favor. When I give you clear instructions and you ignore them because you think you know better. When I speak to you about changes you need to make and you rationalize why you do not need to obey. When I direct you toward a path and you choose a different one because it seems more comfortable. You step outside the flow of my favor. My favor follows obedience. It accelerates those who align their steps with my will. It empowers those who do what I say, even when it does not make sense. So if I have been speaking to you about something you need to do, stop delaying. If I have been convicting you about something you need to change, stop resisting. If I have been directing you towards something you need to pursue, stop ignoring me. Your obedience unlocks my favor. Your surrender releases my blessing. Your alignment activates my acceleration. Comparison blocks my favor. When you spend your energy focused on what I am doing in someone else's life, you miss what I am trying to do in yours. When you measure your progress against someone else's highlight reel, you become discouraged about your own journey. When you obsess over why I opened a door for them but not for you, why I promoted them but not you, why I blessed them but not you, you poison your own heart with jealousy and disqualify yourself from receiving what I want to give you. My favor is specific. It is customized. It is tailored to your unique calling, your distinct assignment, your particular timing. It does not look the same on everyone, so stop comparing. Run your own race. Trust my timing for your life. Celebrate what I am doing in others without allowing it to create bitterness, envy, or resentment in your own heart. I am removing every blockage right now. I am clearing every obstacle that has hindered the flow. I am dismantling every barrier that you have built and every barrier that the enemy has constructed. I am breaking up the fallow ground. I am opening the floodgates. I am releasing the flow. And as those blockages are removed, as those barriers come down, as those obstacles are cleared, you're going to experience a release of favor that will astound you, overwhelm you, and leave you breathless with gratitude. Things you have prayed about for years are going to resolve in weeks. Doors you have knocked on for decades are going to open in days. People who have ignored you for seasons are going to suddenly pursue you with opportunities. Breakthroughs that seemed impossibly distant are going to manifest with shocking speed. And this is not because you finally got it right. This is not because you finally became good enough. This is not because you finally earned it. This is because the appointed time has arrived. There is a set time for favor. You cannot rush it through striving. You cannot delay it through failure. When the moment I have predetermined in the councils of eternity arrives in the timeline of earth, nothing can stop what I have decided to release. Pharaoh could not stop my favor on Joseph, even when he threw him in prison. Haman could not stop my favor on Esther, even when he built gallows to execute her people. The lions could not stop my favor on Daniel, even when they opened their mouths to devour him. And whatever has been opposing you, whatever has been blocking you, whatever has been standing between you and your destiny, cannot stop the favor I am releasing over your life right now. Your set time has come. Your appointed moment has arrived. Your season of manifestation is here. I am shifting you from the season of preparation into the season of manifestation. Everything you have been building in secret is about to be revealed in public. Every seed you have sown in obscurity is about to produce a harvest in the open. Every prayer you prayed in private is about to be answered in front of witnesses. Every act of obedience you performed when no one was watching is about to be rewarded when everyone is watching. My favor is going to become so evident in your life that people will not be able to deny that I am with you. They will see the open doors. They will witness the opportunities. They will observe the provision. And they will know that this is not luck, not coincidence, not random chance. This is the hand of God. When people see what I am doing in your life, some of them are going to celebrate with you. These are your true friends. These are the genuine relationships. These are the people who have been praying for your breakthrough, believing for your promotion, standing with you in the waiting, encouraging you in the darkness. When your favor manifests, they are going to rejoice as if it happened to them. They are going to thank me on your behalf. They are going to celebrate your elevation without a trace of jealousy. Honor these people. Include them in your journey. Celebrate with them. Remember them when you get to the place they prayed you into. But others are going to respond with jealousy. They're going to question whether you deserve what you are receiving. They are going to try to discredit your success by attributing it to luck, privilege, compromise, or manipulation. They are going to whisper behind your back, suggesting that you must have done something wrong to get ahead. They are going to spread rumors designed to tarnish what I am doing. Do not defend yourself to them. Do not waste your energy trying to convince them. Do not compromise your peace trying to win their approval. My favor does not require human validation. My favor does not need to be defended. Let your life be the evidence. Let the results speak. Let the fruit prove the legitimacy of what I am doing. There will also be people who try to attach themselves to you once my favor becomes visible in your life. They ignored you in the wilderness, but they want access to you in the promised land. They overlooked you when you were struggling, but they want to be close to you now that you are succeeding. They dismissed you when you had nothing to offer, but they want to benefit from you now that you have something to give. Let me be very clear about what divine favor actually is, because many people misunderstand this concept and end up frustrated when their expectations do not align with how I operate. Divine favor is not about getting what you want when you want it. It is not a cosmic vending machine where you insert prayers and receive immediate results. Divine favor is about receiving what I have already determined belongs to you, released in the precise moment that serves my glory and your highest good. It is about doors opening that you did not even know existed. It is about opportunities arriving that you never applied for. It is about people remembering your name when they should have forgotten it. It is about being chosen when logic suggested someone else was more qualified. It is about provision appearing when every financial calculation said it was impossible. This favor operates on a frequency that human systems cannot detect. It moves according to timelines that earthly calendars cannot measure. It follows patterns that logical minds cannot predict. My favor is sovereign, which means it arrives when I decide it arrives. Flows where I decide it flows, elevates whom I decide to elevate, and accomplishes what I decide it accomplishes. You cannot earn it through religious performance. You cannot lose it through imperfection. You cannot control it through formulas. You cannot manipulate it through techniques. My favor rests on those I choose, for reasons that often confound human wisdom, defy conventional logic, and frustrate those who think advancement must follow predictable patterns. Think about how I operate throughout history. I chose a stuttering murderer with a criminal record to confront the most powerful ruler on earth. I chose a barren woman past childbearing age to become the mother of nations. I chose a teenage virgin with no social status to carry the savior of the world. I chose a shepherd boy with no military training to defeat a giant that terrified an entire army. I chose a violent persecutor of the church to become its greatest missionary and theologian. My favor does not require you to be the most qualified. It does not demand that you have the most impressive resume. It does not wait until you have perfected yourself. My favor requires one thing: that you be yielded to my purpose, available for my assignment, and willing to be used for my glory. And here is what you need to understand about your current season. You have been frustrated because you have been applying for positions that I never intended for you to have. You have been knocking on doors that I deliberately kept closed, because what is behind those doors would have delayed your destiny, derailed your calling, and distracted you from what I actually prepared for you. You have been angry at the people who rejected you, wounded by the opportunities that passed you by, confused by the closed doors that seemed to make no sense. But you did not realize that their rejection was my protection. You did not see that the closed door was my redirection. You did not understand that the delay was my preparation. I have been closing doors in your face not to punish you, but to position you. Every rejection you have experienced has been a divine course correction, steering you away from what would have limited you and toward what will fulfill you. Every opportunity that fell through has been a divine setup for something greater, removing what would have been mediocre so that I could give you what is magnificent. Every disappointment has been a divine appointment in disguise, an invitation to trust me when circumstances suggested I had abandoned you. And you are about to see why I orchestrated the delays, allowed the denials, and permitted the disappointments. The favor I am releasing over you is going to open doors so specific to your design, so perfectly aligned with your wiring, so precisely calibrated to your calling that no one else could walk through them even if they tried. These are not generic opportunities. These are doors carved with your name on them. Opportunities tailored to the exact combination of gifts, experiences, burdens, passions, and assignments that I have placed within you. You will walk into rooms, and people will feel that you belong there, even though your resume says you should not qualify. You will be invited into conversations that typically require decades of credibility, and you will have influence in those spaces because my favor removes the natural barriers that would normally keep you out. You will sit at tables where age, experience, and credentials should disqualify you, and yet people will ask for your opinion, value your input, and implement your ideas. You will be included in decisions that shape industries, communities, and movements, not because you forced your way in, but because my favor created an opening that human gatekeepers could not close. You will find yourself in positions that you never campaigned for, carrying authority you never pursued, wielding influence you never manipulated into existence. And the whole time, you will be absolutely certain of one thing: God did this. This was not my doing. This was divine favor. I am about to connect you with people who have the authority to accelerate what you have been building in obscurity. These are not random connections. These are not accidental encounters. These are divine appointments that have been scheduled in heaven long before they manifest on earth. People who carry keys to doors you need opened. People who have resources that align perfectly with the vision I gave you. People who possess influence in spaces where you need access. People who will see something in you that they cannot fully articulate but cannot ignore, a sense that you are supposed to be part of something they are building, an intuition that partnering with you is strategic even when logic cannot explain why. They will choose you. They will invest in you. They will advocate for you. They will open doors for you. They will make introductions on your behalf. They will leverage their credibility to create opportunities for you. And none of it will make sense from a human perspective, because this is not human networking. This is not about you being in the right place at the right time through coincidence. This is not about you saying the right things to impress the right people. This is divine favor. When I mark someone with my favor, opposition has to yield. Doors have to open, and the right people are magnetically drawn to what I am doing in that person's life. What has been delayed is arriving. What has been blocked is breaking through, and your life will never be the same. you are crossing a threshold. You are entering a new era. You are stepping into a dimension of favor that will redefine everything you thought was possible. Amen. If this message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear these words right now. There is somebody in your life who is about to give up, who is about to stop believing, who is about to walk away from everything God has promised them. Send them this message and let it remind them that God has not forgotten them. Type Amen in the comments if you receive this blessing over your life. Subscribe to this channel and activate the notification bell so you never miss a message that God has prepared specifically for you. Leave a comment sharing what God spoke to your heart. Your testimony could be the encouragement someone else desperately needs. Remember, you are loved, you are chosen, and divine favor is resting on your life right now and forevermore.